Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. And I'm very excited to tell you, despite my previous post, we do have power. We were out for about 12 hours or so. Yeah, which was not fun, but the house is cooling down. Everything is back on charging, and me and my husband can actually do some work. And some of my work today includes making a card with you. Hey Deborah, I thought I'd surprise everyone since I have power back. So today we are playing with the Painted Poppies stamp set and the Sending You Thoughts stamp set, which is a celebration one, so you can earn that. I know, Margine, I'm excited too. You can earn this by spending $90 in any of our catalogs, and you can earn this free. Some really, really great sentiments in this set. Now, today I'm casing myself. Hey, Anne-Marie. I have previously made and shared this pretty little card, and today I decided to case myself and step it up, and we're making this card. So for this one I have made the addition of some paper from the Poppies. Now, I want to call it Painted Poppies, but it's not. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Jody. Yes, power's back on. So these are the Peaceful Poppies papers, and I love them. This shows a great variety of the papers that I've already cut up and played with. Hey, Kathy. So do you know what? And we do have a Miss Louisa on the floor because she has just come back from being washed and she needs her mum because Dad's outside. Oh, thank you. This is an oldie. Because it was so hot this morning and I didn't have any air conditioning, I just popped on something that was light and comfortable, and this is where I came out at today. So I am going to flick us around and talk to you about the card. So tell me how everyone's going while I'm going, and I will, I'm very happy that I didn't lose a week's worth of groceries because the shopping happened yesterday. So my girlfriend went to the shops this morning and messaged me and went, "Do you want ice?" And I went, "Oh my God, yes, please." So she got us ice. So we put ice in the fridge and the freezer and everything else. Hey, Julie. Hey, Beryl. Yes, it's been quite an eventful morning. We ran the car to charge devices because we'd hoped it would have gone on overnight. Yeah. Well, it would have been terrible, but that's why we have insurance, right? So then I could have, put in a claim for my week's worth of groceries, or at least the cold stuff anyway. We had basically cyclonic storm last night, Julie. Really short, sharp, and I was out driving. I was picking up Lachlan from band practice, and the power went out and we were off for a bit over 12 hours. Okay, that is our main light off, and I will get up my second screen and we can get motoring. So these are the stamp sets, so you can get a better look at. Actually, I'm going to swap them around because I know quite often the comments are here. So this is the celebration set and does have a fantastic lot of sentiments in it. So, which is great. Sorry, my second screen's taking a while. Yeah, it was really weird. And as I was driving, we saw the power go out. So there was power on our suburb is separated by a train line, and the other side of the train line, power lines went down. Luckily in the street, my street and majority of the streets around me, all our power lines are underground, but not on the other side of the line. So we're not quite sure. They all seem to get their power back fairly quickly, but not us. Yes, the power is back on, Shelley. Oh, hello, Jenny's Berman cat. Oh, you had hail. Well, touch wood, we haven't had any storms this morning, which has been fantastic. Now, please tell me about my connection if anything goes wrong this morning, because as I said, with the storm and everything. So these are stamp sets we're using. We're just using this Grove of Poppies, and I am going to mount that up. And while I am here, I'm also going to get my happy birthday set. All the stamps I made last weekend at my launch party all seemed to be birthday sets, but everyone was really, really happy because they went, I need birthday sets. That's awesome. And I went, oh, thank God, because I didn't realize I'd made so many birthday stamps. It's just, no, I need a bigger block. It was when I put them all together, I went, uh-oh, that's okay. So I'm going to try my theory of using a wider block when stamping on a smaller piece of paper. So I'm going to do that. So this card has really, really simple colouring, no blending, but using our blends. So I'm going to get started by doing all the stamping with Blackberry Bliss. Now I've already stamped one, and I did a bit of a demonstration for the girls in class. And now I will, if I can separate the purple posy bits. So the paper is actually Blackberry Bliss, and the cardstock I have used is Purple Posy. And then Purple Posy goes really well with Highland Heather, Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss, which is what we are stamping in. Even though we don't have the ink colour, stamped off Highland Heather works really, really well with it. Okay, I think my theory worked. My theory worked. I like my theory. So if you're stamping onto a pre-cut bit, I just use a wider block so I can see the edges of the paper to try and line it up correctly, or as straight as one can. Lovely. Oh, and then I run my finger through it and scratch it, as one does, because I like doing that to my cards. It makes them look all specially handmade. Sorry, I'm not. Have you registered your electric wheelchair with the electric company? No, I haven't, Jenny. Do I need to do that? Hey, Lorraine. Do I need to do that? Oh, I never thought about doing that. You are so smart. Oh, no, we have not had a lick of rain here this morning. It's fully overcast, but not a lick of rain at all, Julie. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Deborah, that tip was, oh, I used the wrong happy birthday set. We didn't use Sending Thoughts. I used the matching stamp set, Peaceful Moments, but we're just going to use Sending You Thoughts because I've got it out. And it's a very similar set. And the birthday just goes perfectly over these flowers. It just arcs perfectly. Okay. And then we'll get on to the very simple colouring. But I was really happy with how casing myself worked. Thank you. I'm really happy. And you know I'm a bit of a purple girl. and these turned out really, really nicely. Okay, so that is all the stamping we need to do. Really, really simple, and we only used one colour. Ah, Jenny, that is such a good idea. I hadn't even thought about it. I'm about to get cross at my son. He's banging in the other room. Okay, so the blends I have out light and dark rich razzleberry. I have light Highland heather and light and dark purple posy. So they're the ones I've got, and all I basically went through and did is, now I do wonder if this is the same colour, we'll find out in a second, is literally just go through and randomly colour a few. Nothing fancy. If I go outside the lines, oh well, that's all good. And to highlight the sentiment, that's all I've done. And I really think it brings it to life. So, finished with that one. I'm not properly recapping it because I will go through and do a couple more. I don't know. Oh no, this is a different colour. Just go through. Now I know everyone in my class is so much more particular than me, but yeah, that's not my style. Purple Posy is not available in the ink pad, only the ink pad and the refill. So the ink pad, the refill, you can still get the marker in the set, you can still get the blends, and you can still get the paper and the ribbon. I've used the Purple Posy linen ribbon on this as well. So you can still get all of those things, which is great to know. Okay. Are you right, Lachlan? You okay? Okay. He said, yeah, reliably informed. Okay. That's good. And the darker one just brings, so the dark rich razzleberry kind of brings it all together. So you can see the happy birthday is a bit different. And then I'm going to do these two together. So if you're doing quite a few, batches is my best advice. Can we stop banging, please? Let's see if that worked, because Daddy's outside vacuuming the driveway. Don't ask. I just let him do it, if that makes him feel better. Oh, he might be vacuuming with the blower because of the storm last night. Oh, silly me. Yes, my style of colouring. Yes, so this is the ribbon, and it's the in colour ribbon. So it comes in all the current in colours, and it's called Scalloped Linen Ribbon. So you can cut the scallops out of... Actually, I'm going to recut that because I'm finished with it. So you can cut the scallops off and use it as a thin piece, or you can just use the linen in the middle, or you can use or you can just use it as I have there. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to tie. I'll show you this one. I'll grab this one here. So this one that I've tied here, I actually wrapped it around and tied the bow. The linen makes it very, very stiff. So I didn't want my customers to struggle. So when we do this card, what I have done, I am going to wrap the ribbon around the card and then tie the knot separately and use a glue dot to stick it on. So then that way no one struggled. No one said, Ellen, can you please tie me this knot? It was all successful and wonderful, and yeah, which was good. I like to make my classes and my projects successful. Vacuuming the driveway, oh, being blind, you know, I think it sounds like he's got his blower. You might hear him in a sec because he's quite close to the door, but we've also got some trees next door that are dropping seeds and stuff like that, and David quite often walks around barefoot in that area getting the bins and the post and stuff like that. So he just wants to be comfortable, and he's very house proud. He likes keeping his house neat and tidy. He did do a sweep before he's gone and done this vacuuming. He did sweep everything to get most of it off. I just dropped that lid. Louisa, do not eat the lid, please. Good girl. She's very happily hanging with us, as you can imagine. I think I've told you guys before, she was flipping out last night during the storm. As soon as I came in, she was like straight in with me going, Mummy, Mummy, save me. Okay, I don't think I made any glaring emissions with flowers. I think they've all got a touch of colour on them, and no blending, just as I said, dabbing that colour on. Okay, now I found 3 of these purple posy backings, and the 4th one's just going to go on without a mat, and that's fine. My husband is on holidays at the moment and has been doing the washing. I need someone to come fold my clothes. I was going to do that this morning while we had no power, but I didn't. Louisa is a golden lab, and she is my husband's guide dog. So when he is out and about in the community, she guides him, which is great. She's pretty cool. And she is the perfect family dog when she is not working. Why is this not coming out? Come on. I think I used it. I made like 11 thank you cards yesterday because I had my big order come in from the weekend, and I had to make thank you cards for all my customers who ordered at my launch party. And yes, I made 11 cards, and I used quite a bit of glue, so I had that off, the lid off my glue, for a couple of hours. So it does just got to get rid of your glue goober, and then you're all fine to go again. Okay. So just batch doing this as normal. I can see the goober. I've just got to now get it off. I think I may have got it off on that piece. So these are all pre-cut. So if you're ever local and want to come to one of my classes, I'm not one that'll make you cut your cardstock. I want you to enjoy the experience and enjoy the fun bits of stamping and colouring and doing all of that. Why would Louisa go outside and guiding David? She actually goes really well. So if she is harness on, she has been put in that situation. One time David was working in Sydney, and she did really, really well. She shakes like a leaf, but she still works. So she may be like showing all the physical signs that she's really scared, but she still works fantastically. So we were a bit concerned about that, because we sort of got a thunderstorm within the first week of having her, and we thought we'd have to give her back, and we were already attached, which was a bit sad. But yeah, she's a fantastic family dog, as well as being one of David's best working dogs, which is great. Yes, we don't know how, but because sometimes she can be a real twit, I mean, like all dogs, but once you put that harness on, she's on. It's like you really flick a switch and she's on and ready to go, which is exactly how they're meant to be. Okay, I'm going to have to use my outsides for these. Just get these ready to rock. You know, you girls know my process. It's do everything for one thing while I'm making these. Sometimes I'll make a single card with you, but often I will make multiples. And of this one, it's good because I haven't got very many specific birthday cards in my stash this year or this time of year. So I'm using a lot of my thinking of you and hello cards, which you can pretty much use for any occasion, which is good. Okay, now let's cut our sides. Yes, exactly, Jenny, exactly. I'm not scared of thunder. And it was funny, when David and I were first living together, we had this beautiful neighbour, and her daughter was scared of thunder, and she used to say, don't worry, it's just the angels bowling. And I've always said that to my boys, that don't worry, it's just the angels bowling, because her and her daughter loved going Stampin bowling, which is, I just thought it was just such a sweet way of saying it. And the thunder is the ball rolling down the alley, and then the thunder is the pins going down. So I thought it was such a good way of actually explaining it. I don't know if she made it up herself or got it off someone, but yeah, it was very cool. Okay, right, that is those all ready to rock. Now I will bring in our designer series paper and we will wrap our ribbon around. Please excuse Owen laughing. So this is one side, which is a beautiful watercolored, because you can see some water droplets there, polka dot, and on the other side we have watercolored poppies, but which you can also use. I did have a couple of the girls use this design in class, but I am just a polka dot girl, and give me purple and polka dots and I'm as happy as Larry. Oh, Jenny, not good. Okay, so I just put some adhesive on the edge. I tack down my ribbon on one side, and then I literally wrap it around. And that is so not straight. Let me see how I went now. Do you know what? You can use the polka dots on this side to make it straight. Just need to be careful not to stick them together. Okay, give it a good press down, and that is that done. So I'm just going, and I have pre-cut these pieces, so now I just need to go through and do it. Yeah. Yeah, no way I'm standing on my head. I'll never get back up. Hey Chris, hey Miss Jamie. How'd you guys fare last night in the storm? Or did it miss you guys completely? Because of course. We just got our power back on at about 10:30 or so, Jay. Oh, that one's straight, yay. And what I might do is just pop a glue dot in the middle so it sits flatter, but I just want to get them on. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, that's okay, no problems, Jay. Yeah, there would have been a fair bit of debris in the chicken coop this morning. David's outside, he calls it vacuuming, but it's really just using the blower in sucker mode. The driveway, just to get rid of all that debris. Okay. Give these a good stick down. That one's crooked, but it's handmade, not Hallmark. It was a mini cyclone. I was driving in it, Jamie. And you know, I had all these like dirty, I'm right on the end of this snail, it's not quite wanting to roll. I was getting, oh my God, that's exciting. No, the storm didn't last long. It was pretty much 15 minutes and it was done, if that. But yeah, it was just mini, well, we call them cyclones. I don't know, is it tornadoes? Well, I was getting sideways rain and I was driving. It was pretty scary. Uprooted trees, a couple of roofs came off houses. Not super local to me, but local enough. Okay, mini glue dots, and I'm just going to pop one under all these pieces of ribbon just to pop down the middle, just so it sits a little flatter. The wind was so bad. Like, I'm driving and I'm hearing the rain on the side of the car, and it was like, there's been a lot of dust around and we've had quite a few dust storms, and the rain was coming through the dust, so it was like dirty rain. And then, you know, I'm getting drip, 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 which was painful because it wasn't enough to have my windscreen wipers on, but it was enough that I had to manually do them. And then all of a sudden, it just happened. It just hit. Thank you. These are, yep, these are coming together. So you can just see how it just makes it lay flatter. So now what I need to do is just do my faux, well, they are knots, but it's just, it is still classified as a faux knot. And my hands are shaking today. I don't know why. Oh, for love of it all, can you just go through and stay? I think the sun is really trying to come out. It just came over really bright. Okay, so there's one done. Grab my ribbon scissors. I will fix the other ends all up later.
Recharge battery now.
Apparently I need to recharge my little speaker. Oh, stop tremoring. This is, okay, I'll turn that off. This is real life crafting. You really get to see my tremors today. Oh well, we just keep crafting. Yeah, muddy rain. No, No, it is. And of course, when we woke up, even though it was so smoky outside because of the fire at Wiseman's Ferry, I still had to open all the windows because we needed airflow in the house because there was no power. Oh, that's a nice knot if I do say so myself. Don't you love it that you could replicate how easy a knot comes together? That's two more to go. So if you are not good at tying knots straight off the roll and on a card, this is a really easy way to replicate that by just doing it separately. Oh, that one came together quite nicely as well. Yeah, on a roll here. You do as good as you can. Yes, that's exactly right, Jenny. Exactly right. And you guys know by the way I hold my hands that, you know, my hands aren't normal. But then I'm not normal. I've never been normal. Huh. Mind you, who of us is? I know, is so pretty. It's just not as soft. Like, I did that, but I really had to work on it to get that looking great. Okay. Yeah. No, oh, look at that. That's perfect. And I can further chop these tails as required. Okay. So I'm now finished. So this is the Purple Posy scalloped linen ribbon. So that can go, I don't even know if it has a home. Oops, something just fell on the floor. What's up, Louisa? Oh, scared the crap out of her. She was asleep and one of the cords just fell right beside her head. Okay, so now all we're going to do is grab a glue dot, and I think I'm going to change my orientation and stick these on just like that. And I think I actually want a second glue dot on that one. So I can see where it's not sitting nicely, and that's sitting better. Don't you love it when fathers call their children by the wrong name? David just called one child the other child. Okay. Decide which way I want that to sit. Out there. That's all good. And then we're just popping this on the card bases. Oh, this one needs a trim. Just give a touch of a trim. Don't you love it when you trim off enough to make it nice and even? And last one. And then I didn't pre-fold my card bases. So that is my next thing. I did really well with those knots, although that knot to me is upside down, but it doesn't matter, it's done. Yes, exactly. 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 She'll live. She'll live. Thank you, Leanne. Hey, Word. Sorry. I was busily doing it. No, there is no such thing. It's average. Well, I think I'm below average, but you know. You called your husband Mum. Oh, I think I was talking about my dad to David and called David Dad. But that isn't unusual because with the kids, it's like, hey, Dad. So, but it was funny because I was actually talking about my father and he went, oi. And I went, oh, you know what I'm meaning. Just leave me alone. 2 weeks. Oh my God, Jamie. No wonder why our children haven't organised hanging out at the shops or anything. But you know, you'll be complaining about it pretty quickly. And the fact that she's taking stuff to a room that she shouldn't. Oh, glue dots are the best. It just makes it not a mess. However much I love my liquid adhesive, I would never ever use it for sticking on a bow. It just takes too long to dry, and yeah, every glue has its purpose, and glue dots have, well, look, you can pretty much use glue dots for anything, but they do work perfectly for doing this strong hold, and when things are a little dimensional, because they do mold around that shape. Okay, so now I'm going to could use snail for this, but you know I'm a lover of this glue, and I can tell I've been making a lot of cards because I am running, that was a bit too much, I'm running quite low on my tubes of glue. And this just goes across the middle, and I didn't remember. Hopefully that glue isn't too close to the edge. Now, when I cut these, especially designer series paper, I just cut them to 6 inches because 6 inches is so close to the width of our cardstock. It just works perfectly, and then I go through and just chop off the excess slither, and Bob's your uncle. Exactly, we are only human. Like, I mean, I miss my kids, but then when they're back, it's like, oh, really? It was so peaceful without them. But I did miss them. I just love how these colours just go so perfectly. And even though, like, the purple posy is our lightest purple, and then you get the bam of the Blackberry Bliss, and it's just perfect. Okay, we're getting there, and there is no additional embellishment. You could certainly use some wing Castella or use some rhinestones or even pearls on this card, but I just didn't think it needed it. I think the ribbon was just enough, and using the dimension was enough to elevate it from the original card that I cased. So just remembering, this was the original card that I made, and then this is my stepped up version. Just adding some paper and some ribbon and some layers. Oh, back to the K-pop. Does she like K-pop? I didn't know that. Okay, got a bit of a casualty here. Obviously didn't press that bit down hard enough. There you go. I learned something about my miss every day. Well, one of my many misses. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I always mention, if you would like, you can, but I just chose not to. Okay, now I'm finished with this glue, so I'm just going to get that big goober off. Now that should run perfectly when I go and use it, and if it's on the back of my hand, it's not going to stick to anything, and then I get the fun of rolling it off later. Oh, Jamie, I'm so sorry. I just get to listen to lots of Lachlan originals. Sorry, David's asking for spelling of something. See, when everyone's home in this house, you get everything happening. So I just use the actual edge of the card as my guide to trim this off. Oh, she wants to come in with me. Oh, she's in trouble. Bye, Jenny. I will see you next time. Good luck at the vet. Hopefully it's just routine. Right, there is those tiny strips done, and these are not tiny strips I keep. If you really wanted to, you could put them on the inside of the card, but I ain't got time for that. Right, so let's add these. She does, but sometimes she gets in trouble for just coming to see me. If I call her, that's okay, but if David's there and he hears a move, oh, big trouble. Got to keep her obedient sometimes. She's got to realise she just can't wander the house, because that is a big rule in our house. And she knows she's not allowed down the kids' hallway where the toilet is, and she's actually not allowed in our bedroom. So this is the one without the mat. So I've sort of taken away a layer and still looks fantastic. I'm still really happy with that. Not a problem at all. I am just doing finishing touches. So if you guys are watching and you haven't already followed or subscribed, please make sure you do, so then you get notifications, because I don't just do videos here on Facebook. I also do show projects and specials and all kinds of things, and on YouTube I don't just show these Facebook lives. Tomorrow morning I'm releasing a video over on Facebook because a Christmas stamp-a-thon. Well, I was about to check the time, but my Apple Watch was dead because I couldn't charge last night. So it will go live at 9 AM, I'm hoping, if we have power, and if I finish my post to go with it. But the video is done, which is good. Hello, Miss Janice. Thank you so much. You like the mat, Deb? Oh, I'm glad, Joanne. I'm so glad. Yep, I took all those off. I like them too. And it's a great way just to use up some paper as well, but while showing off the cardstock. So it's a different design as such, using that whole bit and just having the top and the bottom of the card showing. And at the moment I'm doing a lot of landscape cards. I don't know what's going on, but I'm doing less portrait and more landscape. Must be in a phase. Your huge collection. Oh, thanks, Word. Well, you weren't going to hear it today because we were without power for about 12 hours overnight. So my plan was to come on, and then there was no power when we woke up, and I was all very disappointed, which is why I posted earlier, no power. Okay, so let me just get rid of all these backings, otherwise they will end up everywhere. I've been the scourge of having all the dimensional backings everywhere for days. I can see them all over the floor. So we have used the Painted Poppies stamp set, the Sending You Thoughts celebration set. Now I'm going to pull this one away and put that one there because I sort of grabbed the wrong stamp set. So we ended up making 4, and the only real addition was our blends. Now with our blends, I used light and dark Rich Razzleberry, I used light and dark Purple Posy, and light Highland Heather. So they're the colours we have used. I love the highlight. Oh, I've got a piece of dust on my card, how rude. So yeah, that is what we have used, and the ink colour was Blackberry Bliss. So thank you so much for joining me. It's a long weekend here this weekend for Australia Day, so I do hope possibly on Sunday or Monday I can come in and say hi. Yes, I wanted to keep it simple, Jamie, with just colouring and no blending. So you, even though they're called blends and you get the light and the dark, you don't have to blend all the time. You can just use them like a normal marker and just lay down the colour. Thank you so much, girls. Have a good start to your weekend, and I will catch you guys in a few days. Bye.